Hi, my name is Rabbi Yosef Tropper, and I thank you so much for joining. This is Parshas Vayeira, and the title is Lights, Camera, and Action. And the purpose of a segment is to provide a short and thought-provoking idea on the Parsha. And of course, I'm going to be talking about Avraham Avinu and the 10 nisyonos, the 10 challenges that he had in his life. But I couldn't help but express the fact that we are in the middle of a hurricane watch, and the lights, camera, and action might have new meaning as we prepare our flashlights for, hopefully there won't be a outage, but we at least try to be prepared. And I wanted to express a very interesting point that is really very dear to me, and I think it's a fundamental of Jewish thought. And that is that when we talk about the 10 tests that Avraham had, so we kind of sometimes, I know myself, we sometimes look at it and say, well, that's very different than my life. Avraham had 10 tests, and these 10 nisyonos that came were 10 significant challenges in his life. And based upon that was the future of himself and the future of Klal Yisrael. These were significant tests. These were tests that there was kind of a lights, camera, and action effect, that he was being filmed and he was being watched. What's going to happen? What's going to be? Are you going to pass and build Klal Yisrael and build yourself? Or are you going to fail and disappoint Klal Yisrael and disappoint yourself? And that kind of makes it a lot easier to pass when you know that you're being watched and you know that so much depends on it, and you could define that this is a test, this is my challenge. But when it comes to my own personal test, well, there isn't so much fanfare, there isn't lights, camera, and action. It's just kind of my own daily hustle and bustle of life, my own challenges. So what am I supposed to learn from Avraham? But the truth is, when we think about it, Avraham's tests were similar to ours, in that when Avraham was being tested, he was being watched by Hashem, and Hashem was looking forward to him passing. And it's the same thing when we have challenges, we're also being watched by Hashem, and he looks forward to us passing. And when Avraham was being tested, he didn't necessarily know this is one of the tests, and this is so many things ride on this. Avraham knew that this is a test, and he thought about his options, and he made the right decision based on where he was. And it's the same thing with our own personal tests. If we could define in our life that when someone insults us, so instead of just thinking, nobody watches, nobody cares, think to ourselves, Hashem is watching me, this is a test, how am I going to respond? Then we bring the lights, camera, and actions on ourselves, and we bring more significance to our events, to our actions, to our choices. When something happens in our life that we're about to blow up, or something happens that we have an opportunity to not be honest in business, so we could just go on in life and say, well, I'm not Avraham Avinu, it doesn't make a difference. Or we could say, no, this is one of my tests. We could define this is a test. It's such a healthy thing when we look at the challenges in our life and we say, this is a test, this is an Nisayon from Hashem. It puts it in a new perspective, and then we're able to think, okay, well, how can I pass this test? And what should I avoid so I don't fail the test? And it puts a whole new perspective and meaning into the things that we do. Hashem should help us that we should only succeed in defining what our tests are and in defining a path for how to overcome those tests and what Hashem wants from us, and we should only find success and happiness. I thank you so much for listening, and I wish you and your family a very, very safe day and week. And for questions and comments, please feel free, and sponsorships as well, please feel free to contact me. Thank you.